This episode of The Dog Show features James Shalhoub. James is the co-founder at Finn, a modern pet wellness company that formulates premium supplements for your best friend. In the interview, we talk about whether you should give your dog supplements, what the best supplements for dogs are, and how Finn's supplements are developed. James, welcome to The Dog Show today. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
I'm really excited to get into all things dog supplements today because you're the co-founder of Finn, which is a dog supplements brand. But before we get into all that funny and serious stuff, tell me a bit more about your own dog.
Sophie. Sophie is a little over 2 years old. She's a Bernedoodle, 55 pounds. She's actually the runt of her litter, which is so funny because to us, she's like this big, huge, fluffy, goofy ball. Not realizing at the time, at least when we got her, that there were like her brothers and sisters were, I don't know, like 20 pounds heavier than her.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's a mix between Bernese Mountain Dog and a poodle, and we love her.
So Bernese Mountain Dogs are massive, aren't they?
Yes, they are, definitely. And poodles actually, like the large size poodles are quite big as well. And so I think actually Sophie being 55 pounds is smaller than, the average size of both of those breeds.
So what attracted you to that breed in particular, or was it just by chance?
It was totally by chance. It's actually a really funny story of how my girlfriend and I came into dog ownership of Sophie. But a friend of ours who actually had Sophie was moving around for a few months. This is going back way back when. And we decided to watch Sophie for our friend. And over the course of those couple of months, we fell in love with Sophie far beyond what we even thought we would or even could. And then Sophie totally fell in love with us too. And when it came time to give Sophie back, we kind of let our friend know just how much we adored her. And ultimately our friend was actually doing a little bit more traveling, and we kind of all came to the realization Sophie would have a life that was a little bit more stable with us. So it kind of worked out for everybody's benefit, Sophie included, because I don't know, I'm biased, but I think she loves us more than she could anybody else.
I'm sure she does. I mean, that doesn't surprise me that you've had the opportunity to, bond with the dog over a short period of time, and then you don't want to give it up, right?
We knew that we were going to, and we were even warned by our parents that taking this dog for what we thought was a predetermined period of time was pretty dangerous because both of us, my girlfriend and I, are obsessed with dogs. And sure enough, we became obsessed with Sophie, but it worked out in the end.
Is Sophie hyperallergenic, or is that? Yeah. Okay. So
that was a requirement. We needed a hypoallergenic dog, so it worked out even better.
Okay. And how much grooming is involved? Because it's obviously quite a curly fur, right?
Yeah. So we'll groom her, we'll brush her. She doesn't shed, which is obviously great. But we just keep her coat pretty short, and we'll take a brush to her every couple of days too, so that it doesn't grow out too long and get knotted or matted or anything like that. I guess some daily or weekly maintenance is required, but I don't know. She's a big fluff ball, so it's you don't mind taking care of her.
Okay, so let's talk more about dog supplements now. I'm sure as a dog owner yourself, you're always looking for ways to improve, Sophie's health and Sophie's well-being, all this kind of stuff. And why should dogs take supplements?
So the way that I look at it is in two different ways. On one hand, you can give your dog a supplement, or they may basically exhibit that they have signs that they need a supplement, whether it's an outward sign like immobility or excessive itching or allergy symptoms. And in that case, based on what that health condition is or what that sign of discomfort is, there's condition-focused supplements formulated with certain ingredients that are well studied to support that health condition. You can't ever say that supplement's going to fix your dog's joint pain, or it's going to fix your dog's hot spots, for example. But if you're choosing the right ingredient, the right supplement, it includes ingredients that are well studied and thoroughly researched for supporting that type of health condition. Mm-hmm. So that's on one hand, that a dog may need to take a supplement if they're already showing outward signs of a need. On the other hand, though, it's preventative treatment. So the same way that you may take supplements for yourself based on health conditions you're predisposed to, it's the very same thing for dogs too, based on their diet or their breed, their age, where they live, things like that, chances are that they are predisposed to another health condition, as we all are. And there are certain ingredients that if they're administered to a dog on a routine basis, it can prolong that dog's comfort, before that health condition may or may not materialize.
What type of supplements are you talking about here? I know that you've got a range with Finn, but can you give me some examples of like preventative supplements that you may need, like based on the issues that the dog might have?
Yeah, I think the most popular one, probably to nobody's surprise, is like a mobility soft chew or a hip and joint supplement. And that's because whether your dog is very small or your dog is very large, either way, they're probably moving around a lot. They have four legs. Later in life, they're probably, unfortunately, going to develop, at the very least, some joint stiffness. And most dogs will eventually, unfortunately, suffer arthritis. So glucosamine and chondroitin are two ingredients that I think just about every single vet, every single animal nutritionist endorses as an ingredient that you can give to your dog over, their life or like an extended period of time that will lubricate their joints and ideally maintain comfort and offset or delay the onset of joint pain.
So with Bermudoodles, are they exposed to things like hip dysplasia and stuff like, Labradoodles and things are as well?
Yeah, like so many dogs, so many big dogs especially, they grow so fast in such a short period of time. Chances are that there's some kind of growth abnormality in like their hip sockets or their joints where it just didn't form the way that it was supposed to, which down the road after excessive wear and tear could lead to some discomfort.
So that's predominantly the hip and joint one. One that I was really interested in from Finn was the calming aid. Because I know, and I'm assuming this helps with anxiety and that kind of stuff, because anxiety is actually a growing issue and there's a lot more awareness about it in the dog space, especially with, lockdowns and apartment living and all these additional restrictions that dogs are facing. Can you tell me a bit more about the calming aid?
Yeah, that's actually our most popular product. And there's, I'm not going to get the one-liner right, but basically, like if you're feeling stress and anxiety, chances are that you think that your dog is too. People see themselves in their dogs, basically. But there's such a long list of very valid reasons why dogs may be experiencing some kind of stress or anxiety. Popular examples are like fireworks or thunderstorms, but depending on the background of your dog, if it was a rescue or if there was some kind of traumatic experience when they were a puppy that's still very triggering on like a daily walk or some other routine occasion, that trigger may give them some kind of like stress or anxiety as well. Our calming aid has entirely plant-based herbal ingredients known for soothing dogs, trying to basically assuage them of any like stress or anxiety that they're feeling, just the way that these ingredients do for humans: chamomile, valerian, ginger root, a number of other herbal ingredients.
Yeah, I've had a couple of dog trainers on talking about anxiety with dogs, whether there's car anxiety, which is quite common, but even anxiety around the house. And sometimes owners can mistake excitement or something with the dog when it's actually anxiety, and you've got to be aware of what those trigger signs are.
Yeah, totally. I mean, I am not a vet. This is not like medical advice, but one piece of good advice that a vet gave me is just to always look if your dog's tail is wagging. And even sometimes that can be done out of like nervousness. But that's like one thing that I'll always look at Sophie to see like if her dog is, if her tail is wagging. I think I said if her dog is wagging. If her tail is wagging, like what that might mean for the situation that she's in.
So are there any supplements which are not good for dogs that someone should watch out for?
So I will say one thing that any dog parent should always look out for is to see if this supplement brand is approved by the National Animal Supplement Council. Are you familiar with who they are?
I'm not, no, because I'm based in Australia, but I'm sure there's a lot of the audience which are familiar with that. But
right. Yeah. So the NASC is a nonprofit dedicated to ensuring that dog supplements or pet supplements really out there are maintaining the safety, quality, and like compliance controls that every dog and dog parent should be subjected to.
Okay.
So we went through a 6 month, I think it was even like 8 or 9 month process of getting audited and then certified by the NASC to make sure that our supplements and our procedure of doing things was safe, high quality, and compliant with the marketing language that we use. So to have that certification is an immediate sign that that supplement brand, that business, are taking the appropriate measures in place to make sure that the supplements that the dogs are taking are good for them.
That's good to know.
That's kind of like yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, sorry, I was just going to say that's good to know because I know the pet industry, the dog industry in general is less regulated than, I guess, things that, whether it's supplements or food or anything else for humans. The pet industry is
Right.
much less regulated, but I think it's catching up by the sounds of it with organizations like this.
Yeah, and I can't speak to Australia, though at least in the United States, the FDA does technically regulate and govern animal supplements as well. They don't really spend that much time, energy, or focus on it as well. And so as a result, you get too many animal supplement products out there that haven't undergone the type of controls that human supplements have, and that dogs kind of should have as well. But there are organizations, to your point, like the NASC, that are kind of doing it in absence of a more focused FDA.
That's good to know. So can you tell me more about Finn's products then? I mean, we've spoken a little bit about some of the examples of your products and their use cases, but what makes you different? How are they consumed? What do they look like? Give me a bit of an overview.
Yeah, so I already kind of gave the point that I'm most proud of, which is that we are NASC certified. That took a really long time and a lot of commitment and discipline to get, and one that we're very proud to show as well. But we have 5 condition-focused supplements across, let's see, hip and joint health, skin and coat health, calming aid. We have a digestive probiotic supplement and a multivitamin as well. They're soft chews. They're about they're about like an inch high, about 3 grams each. So depending on the size of your dog, you'll give them anywhere between 1 to 4. And they include ingredients that are clean, natural, never artificial. In fact, one of our values is always clean, never artificial, going from the active ingredients like some of the aforementioned glucosamine, chondroitin, organic turmeric, all the way down to the inactive ingredients too. So the ingredients that aren't typically highlighted on the front of the label, for example, but are still very much a part of the soft chew, whose primary purposes are to just bind all of those ingredients together. There's ingredients that a lot of supplements use, like cellulose powder, which is literally refined wood pulp. That's like an anti-caking agent to keep the soft chews from just like getting globbed together, down to palm oil, which of course is destructive to the environment. We use organic binders, like organic honey instead.
Okay.
And we have twice the good stuff. So we've generally 2x the dosage of the most important ingredients in our soft chews relative to comparable products, so that it's not just, a expensive treat that's ostensibly healthy. It's actually something where your dog can feel the difference.
So if I had to summarize, use more of the good stuff, less of the bad stuff, and you combine with organic ingredients.
For sure.
Cool. It sounds like a pretty good approach if someone wants to get dip their toe into vitamins and supplements to give their dog a better day-to-day life.
Yeah, absolutely.
So how often should dogs be taking these different types of supplements?
So I'll always recommend you speak to your vet first, just because every dog is different, every breed is different. There's so many factors that could contribute to it. But generally, a routine basis is what's going to have your dog feel the effects of that supplement's intended purposes the most. So like I said, depends on your dog's weight, but 1 to 4 soft chew supplements per day.
1 to 4. Okay, cool. Where should people go if they want to find out more about what Finn's doing, read about your supplements, and kind of get started?
You can go to our website, which is petfin.com. Our Instagram handle is @petfin, but we also sell on Amazon, Chewy, and we're in select Nordstrom stores as well.
Perfect. Well, I'll share all those links except for the Nordstrom one because I don't think that'd work. But
yeah, that's fine. You can go to the store.
Yeah, exactly. If they can go to the store, but I'll share the Instagram and we'll tag you on all of that as well. But James, thanks so much for coming on the Dog Show today. I've had a bit of fun. I've learned about dog supplements, and I'm sure everyone else has learned a whole amount as well.
Cool. Great. Thanks for having me.